J.L. Todd writes, Roll 4, Scene 12, Take 8, Action. Hey, it's Jay, and I am about to show you my first documented book haul, where I have like 37 books to show you and like a half a dozen or so other random things. It's a lot. I've spent a lot of money on books this last few weeks between shopping at Amazon for books for school and for like books I wanted to get cheaper than in store. Made a trip or two to Barnes & Noble, and I've shopped online Barnes & Noble, and I went to Books A Million the other day with my friend and got several books for secondhand for like $5. I just can't control myself. It's honestly bad. So I'm gonna just do like a quick little spiel about what I got and what, if I can remember, like what the books are about. So yay! Okay, so my friend and I went to Winn-Dixie today, and we went by the magazines because that's what we do. And I was going to get a Harry Potter magazine, but it was like, no, I probably know 99% of the stuff in there. But then I saw this feminism magazine, and I couldn't resist getting that because I probably only know like 5% of what's in here. So, and it was like $1 cheaper. But I got She Persisted for a special Newsweek edition. I'm really excited about it. On Amazon for my poetic technique class, I couldn't remember the name of it for a minute, I got 5 required readings, 4 of which I have actual poetry, and 1 of which is a guide on like actually writing poetry. The guide to writing poetry is called The Triggering Town, Lectures and Essays on Poetry and Writing by Richard Hugo. We've only had to read 2 chapters, and the guy has some very interesting things to say on writing. Some of it I disagree with, some of it I find just intriguing. Next, I've got Night Sky with Exit Wounds by Ocean Vuong. I have not read it yet, but I need to read it this weekend because I have to write a paper on a couple poems, so I need to get that done. Next is Winded Box by Terrence Hayes. We have read this. He's an African American writer, and so some of the things he wrote I can't really relate to, but a lot of it I could because, like, I don't know, a lot of it I could. It's really late, and I've been really tired this week, so I'll be surprised if anything is coherent. His style of poetry, like, while they're good, they're not really like my style. Next is To See the Queen by Alison C.A. I think this is not the one. I don't really know what this is about, honestly. It's just a book of poetry I did, so I don't know much to say about it, but the cover's cute. So, and the last one is My Brother Was an Aztec by Natalie Diaz, and this is the one I was trying to think of a minute ago, where I have to write a paper on like the entire book later, next month, and so that's gonna be fun, and it's like weird sized to me, but My Brother Was an Aztec. And I also ordered The Father by, oh god, what was her name? Someone Olds. For my Intro to Poetry class, and that's gonna get here Tuesday with Amazon Prime. And I've also ordered What Happened by Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton. I'm not sure when that's gonna get here, because it was like $8 used, so. Also off Amazon for used, I got Writer's Digest, Writing the Fiction Series, Complete Guide from Novels and Novellas, by Karen S. Weisner. I have really high expectations for resource books when it comes to like books on writing, but from my experience, the Writer's Digest books are really good, and like I thought I would get this because sometimes I'm struggling with certain aspects of creating the series I'm writing, and so this looks pretty good. And I also got Do It Yourself Masters of Fine Art by Gabrielle Pierre. I think it's also, yeah, it's also a Writer's Digest book. Both of these books I had seen in Barnes & Noble, but the originals were like $20 and I didn't want to spend that, and so I got it for half price on Amazon, used, and again it's Writer's Digest, and so I have really high expectations for it. So a couple weeks ago, my friend and I, we went to Barnes & Noble, and I got 6 books, but like I got 2 of them for $5, so everything's fine. Like one was on clearance for $7. So great. First one I got is Love Letters to the Dead. I can tell I'm currently reading it. I'm this far into it. It's about this girl, what's her name? Laurel. She gets an English assignment and she has to write a letter to someone who's dead. She chooses Kurt Cobain. She ends up telling him, and like, who else? Jim Morrison, Judy Garland, Alan Lane, a whole bunch of other dead celebrities, about what happened to her sister May, who died recently in the book, and she's just trying to navigate at the beginning of high school and overcome her depression, I guess, of mourning over her sister. Not too far into it yet, I'm still learning, but... Next one I got is Selected Stories by O. Henry, by O. Henry, of course. I like this one because it's purple. And 2, my mom suggested that if I like short stories, I should try and get into some of O. Henry's stuff because he's supposed to be like one of the most renowned short stories. And it was $5, so. Also for $5, because it's a Barnes & Noble classic, I got Dracula by Bram Stoker. Now this is just a classic, and so like I need to read it, and like I can probably find some allusions in here. It looks a lot bigger than it actually is. It's only like, okay, so it's almost 400 pages, so that's pretty big. So I retract my last statement, but yeah, Dracula. Woo. I also got You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. I have seen great reviews for this, and like I want to try. I'm hoping that I can get over like my shyness and my hesitance and different aspects of my personality and be the badass I know I can be. Next is Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo. I cannot pronounce the last names for some reason. I know this is a really popular book and I've been meaning to pick it up. It's just at the Barnes & Noble in the town I live in. I can never find it. I could only find the second book in the duology, Crooked Kingdom, and I can't start the second book, and I finally found this in paperback nonetheless at the in the city I'm going to college in, and I was so excited, and I got it, and I'm so excited to start it. And last from the Barnes & Noble trip the other week, I got Harper Lee's Ghost of a Watchman on clearance for $7 and $8 or something. I've heard, like, one of my friends said that he doesn't want to read it because she messed with the characters from To Kill a Mockingbird, and so I'm kind of scared to read it, but at the same time it's only the second of 2 books that Harper Lee ever wrote, and so like I really want to like see if it lives up to the expectations I have from To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay. So yesterday, I don't know, time doesn't have any meaning in college, the same friend who went to Barnes & Noble with me went to Books A Million, which was farther away, so that like, we were on the bus longer, which kind of sucked, but it was worth it because I found a whole bunch of secondhand books, and it was amazing. The first one I got was, even though I have a copy of it anyway, I got George Orwell's Animal Farm, the Signet Classics, because it was $3.10. I haven't taken the sticker off yet, apparently. And like, it smells so good. I got this because it was $3 and because the other copy I have is kind of worn down, old, and this matches the Signet, I don't know, edition copy of 1984 I have, and so like I want it to match. Next I got The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. I've heard, like, I'm not even sure what this is about. I think it's like, it's a murder mystery, family saga, love story, financial intrigue, into a complex and atmospheric novel. I've heard like some of my friends say this is really dark, and like I'm starting to get into darker stuff sometimes, but they warned me about this, so I'll have to be careful with this. But I've been wanting to read it for a while. It's too young. Next, I got To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. This has been on my TBR list for a while. I'm not a big romance person, and so I've been putting this off, but it was $4.50 at Books A Million, and so I'm like, what the hell? I'm gonna get it. It's like about this girl who has written love letters to the like 5 guys she's loved before, but she never sent them. They're like stuffed into her bed or whatever. And then one day someone publishes them or sends them to the guys, and she has to deal with the aftermath. So like, that sounds interesting, not too romancy-ish. Next, I got a copy of Lord of the Flies by William Golding. And like, I've been meaning to read this for a while. I just could not find like a good edition that was appealing to me, because like I am really particular about the size and shape of the book and the font and stuff. And I didn't want to read it on my ebook for some reason. I don't know, there's some books that I want to read on my ebook, some ones I don't, and this is one of the ones I don't, and so I finally got this and I'm excited. Next is by John Green, An Abundance of Catherines. This is another used book. It's about this guy named Colin who knows a pattern when it comes to dating life. All the girls he have dated are named Catherine, and he and his buddy go on this trip to prove that the universe isn't trying to like, do something and like get a girl who's not named Catherine. I'm not describing it too well. I'm not giving this book justice. It sounds a lot better than I'm verbally saying, because I can't speak. Next, I got Shadow Me by Taher Mafi. I'm sorry. It was $4. Like, I have all these on my Kindle. It's just like, again, it was $4, and in the last year I've realized I prefer paper copies than ebooks. And like, it's a beautiful cover. I think it's like this fantasy dystopian thing where this girl named Juliet has this touch where it's like she thinks it's a curse, but then the government's like, no, it's a gift, or maybe the government's saying it's a curse and she's like, no, it's a gift. I don't know. I have a lot of books, and so it's gonna be a really long video if I try to explain all of these into detail. So if you're really interested, you can go on Goodreads and stuff. Next is Divergent by Veronica Roth. I've read this. I either borrowed it from a friend or I read it as an ebook, but it was $4.50, and so I got the physical copy, and it's one of my favorite books. And so I needed a physical copy. And everyone knows what Divergent's about. If you don't, you need to get in the mainstream. Next, I got The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. Now, all I know about this is that it's a mystery, and it takes place in London because J.K. Rowling is English. And I thought I would get this and try it and see what J.K. Rowling's adult literature is like. Next is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicole Yoon, and this is a signed copy. It was really expensive. It was $19, but you know, I want to try and get like a lot of signed copies of books when I can find them. I don't even know what this is about, honestly. It's a story of a girl, a boy, and the universe. And I'm thinking it's kind of diverse in some ways, because Nicole Yoon's other novel, Everything was fairly diverse, and so I'm expecting this to be as well. Yeah. I got 2 more from Books A Million. Next is The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. I don't think I've read any of Morgan Matson's book, but it was $5, and it's on my TBR. Ooh, what is this? Oh my god, there's like a poster in the book cover, in the book jacket. That's cool. Anyway. It's about this girl who like is a politician's daughter, and she like has the perfect life, or like, seemingly perfect. This girl who's a politician's daughter is like, yeah, she has an intern, she has amazing friends, she has guys, but like there is a scandal and she has to do something with dogs, I think. Again, I'm sorry, I'm really tired and I haven't looked at the blurbs for a while, and so Goodreads is your best friend. I'll do better next time, because there probably will be a next time. And last from Books A Million is J.K. Rowling's The Casual Vacancy. Again, I think this is like another mystery, like another murder mystery or something. And I know this was HBO, I think. It was adapted into like a mini-series on HBO or BBC or something. And I just want to see what J.K. Rowling does for adult literature again. This is actually pretty dense and heavy, so. So, Barnes & Noble was having on their website if you buy 3 teen novels and you get like them for $10 each, and so buy 3 you get them for $3, and so naturally I bought 10. But I had started with like 18, so instead of spending almost $200, I only spent $100, so that's great. The first one, which I'm really excited about, is The Quiet Kind of Thunder by Sarah Bernard. This is about a, oh frick, which one is it? Steffi is a selective mute. Steffi and Reese. Steffi is a selective mute, and Reese, what? Calypso. Steffi is a selective mute, and Reese is deaf, and basically it's like Steffi's really introverted and shy and tries not to be noticed, like me, in real life, because the internet is not real life. And Reese like notices her, and it's supposed to be a love story, and I'm super excited because deaf and mute people are just like, it's not like I'm fetishing them, I'm not trying to fetish them, it's just like when those like two kinds of people like have romances, it's usually not done too well, but I'm hoping this is good. And the cover is so pretty, look at that, oh my god. Next is Let's Talk About Love by Claire Can. This, I'm not sure, I don't remember what the plot is, but it has a woman of color that is both biromantic and asexual. So we're gonna get the LGBTQ plus of multiple sexualities in there. It's gonna be great. I think it's like this. I'm gonna try and explain it. It's purple. I'm so tired I can't explain what this is. It's purple and it's gonna be great. And hell yes. Next is Illuminae, the first of the Illuminae files by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Why I say Kaufman? Wow, that's Texan. I've been wanting to get this one for a while, but I had entered a book giveaway on Goodreads, and I'm assuming the date is past when winners have won, and I didn't win it, so I bought it for $10. And I've been really interested in a while because like the format is really interesting. There's like different like entries, log entries, text, folders, and like I'm just really excited about how it's told. It was like in the year 2575, and there was like a plague, and 2 people like trapped in something, and I think it's a trilogy. I'm not sure because I think the 3rd book just came out recently. I don't know if it's going to be longer than a trilogy or not, but like it's fantasy, it's dystopian, it's in the future, it's science fiction, it's great. Next is The Ginger Game by Bella Forrest. This is also a trilogy or something. It's also really big and floppy, but it's matte, and so it's great. This is about a society where women get the East and men get the West, and this girl named Violet has to like find her brother or something, and so she has to go over to the men's side and just like, y'all, where you at? And she like is basically she's committing crimes, and she has to like try and survive of the consequences of whatever they throw at her. And she falls in love. Next is I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica L. Sanchez. A lot of these books that I got from the Barnes & Noble website, like 9 out of 11 of them, 10 out of 11 of them, something, were diverse, and like I've been wanting to get a lot of these for a while, and it's like, it's originally $18 per hardback, but $10, yeah, I'm gonna get them. What is it about? Oh Jesus. There's like 5 characters here in the book jacket, 5 main characters, and I don't know if they all get the points of view or what, or if there's like, it doesn't look like they each get the point of view. Who is it though? Julia? Julia? Yeah, I think it's no? Olga? I don't know, anyway. There's a character and she's not her parents' perfect Mexican daughter. Not perfect American daughter either, because she might not be truly American. She might just be 100% Mexican. Anyway, it's going to be diverse and it's going to be great. Next is Dear Martin by Nick Stone. This is about a boy who is like top of his class, is loved by all his peers and teachers, and he gets arrested because he had like, there's no reason for him to be arrested, and so while he's sitting in jail he starts writing these letters to Martin Luther King Jr. to try and like figure out what he's gonna do about all the racial tension and stuff, and Angie Thomas, author of The Hate You Give, like recommended it, and so I'm sure it's gonna be really good. It's really thin. It's like not even 200 pages, maybe 200 pages, so I can read it in like a day. Next is If I Were Your Girl by Meredith Russo. This is about a transgender woman, or teenage girl, who is like adjusting to her new life, and she starts falling in love with this boy, but then she starts fearing that once that boy, once she reveals her history to him, he won't like her, and it's diversity, and I'm excited. Next is Words on Bathroom Walls by Julia Walton. This is about a boy who has schizophrenia, and like he has like 3 best friends, but they're hallucinations, and then he starts falling for this girl, and he doesn't want her to find out that he's schizophrenic, and it's like, I really want to try and start reading more books on mental illness, and I'm excited for all of these books. Next is Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samira Ahmed. This is about a Muslim, I think, Islamic, yeah, it's about an Islamic girl, and her parents' expectations for her, and her trying to balance the life that her parents wanted to have and the life she wants to have, and it's like, I'm really excited about it. It just came out recently, and gosh, I can't do everything about books and just get really excited. And last is A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. This is a really big book. It's 500 pages. I'm really excited about that. It has a bisexual main character, and he is like, it takes place in like Victorian or something, because like his name's Henry Montagu. He goes to like a boarding school in England and a grand tour of Europe, and it's gonna be great because like he falls in love with a guy and a girl, I think, and it's historic, and I need to like try and broaden my horizons. Almost there. The last part of the book haul was again, I ordered from Barnes & Noble because there was like good clearance prices, and so I got 2 books. One, Special Forces Survival Guide by Chris McNabb, and it just has like a whole bunch of survival tips, like how to start a fire, how to make what is that called, a brace for your arm. Like I know a lot of this, like signaling and navigation, first aid, camp skills. I know a lot of these, but there's also a lot in here that I don't know, and like I thought I could use it for personal use and for like novels and crap. So and the last book itself, because I got like 6 things that aren't books. Well, I guess I got 9 technically, if you count the K-book. I also got bookmarks. Like, I'm not gonna count the K-list. Anyway, last book is The Dictionary of Espionage, Spy Speaking English by Joseph C. Golden. This has like a lot of definitions and terms that spies use, like code words and crap, and like it tells us what they mean, and I thought it would be good for writing again, plus I'm just like a nerd and like spies and stuff. Okay, so on clearance, the non-book things, I got 6 2018 box calendars. Even though I'm not going to use them as calendars, I'm going to use them to like put them on my wall and like quotes and information and nerdy book stuff. So one is the 365 Smartest Things Ever Said by Ross and Catherine Peaches. On the back it has a couple examples. It's like, question everything, you never know where a silly question might lead you. If the shoe doesn't fit, must we change the foot? It is better to offer no excuse than a bad one. And like, I thought I could kind of like learn from a lot of these. It has like Martin Luther King Jr., Maya Angelou, Lincoln. I don't recognize anyone else because I'm uncultured. That's why I got that. Next is Forgotten English by Jeff Kakirk. It's a vanishing vocabulary and folklore. And this was my nerdy side coming out. There's like wantage stick, under the rose, whole bunch of weird things like, ooh, read about sailors who survived 5 shipwrecks in 1 month, the genius and misdeeds of Peter the Great, the weirdest American inheritance of all time, Walt Disney's vision of Tomorrowland, America's first coast-to-coast road trip in 1903, The Sound of Music, What Really Happened, Social Security's first beneficiary, and famous writers and their day jobs. It's gonna be interesting. Next is Deadly Skills by Clint Emerson. It's kind of like the book I got with the Special Forces Survival Guide, and it probably has a lot of the same thing, but it was like $3, and I have no other justification. Next is Hamilton, All-American Musical. It has like facts about the Founding Fathers, and then random lyrics of hopefully all the songs. And my Hamilton nerdiness just came out. So. The penultimate thing I got is Quotable Asshole. Who's this by? It's Quotable Asshole, bitter barbs, cutting comments, and caustic comebacks for aspiring and armchair assholes alike. Like, I don't think I'm one, but like, this is good character dialogue material. It has like health, what my friends are always drinking to before they fall down, crime does not pay, as well as politics, I'm the master of low expectations. I love how that's by George W. Bush. And on the back there's, don't look now, but there's one too many in this room, and I think it's you. The trouble with the rat race is that even if you win, you're still a rat. I think that's a typo. Wow. And skiing combines outdoor fun, knocking down trees with your face. This is gonna be great. And the last thing I got is Shakespearean Insults. Again, this is in nerdy English, and like, I could have some literature nerds in my books use these. The 2 examples I have are I scorn you, scurvy companion, what, you poor base, rascally, cheating, lack-linen mate, from Henry IV. And then, thou cruel and grateful savage and inhuman creature. I don't know what that's from. But it's gonna be great. It's gonna be so good. Okay, yeah, I'll show you the things I got. I also got these off Amazon because I can't resist, and I apparently don't like save money anymore. But I got a pink, purple, and blue capo for my guitar, because I just have I had just a black one, and like I wanted to make my guitars more colorful when I post videos and stuff, and these are like some of my favorite colors, especially purple, which is the favorite color of me. And so I just couldn't resist. So. Remember, if you want to ask me a question, there's a link to the ask box for my Tumblr down below. And there's also like my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Goodreads. You're already on my YouTube channel. What else? And then I'm still working on revamping my website, and that should be up by the end of the month, hopefully. that's like a week and a half. Yeah, it should be up by the end of the month. And once I finish that, I will post it down below with everything else. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.